What's going on? How are you feeling tonight? People out there, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, Twitter, D Live, or Twitch, drop it in the comments so I can see where you're calling from and let me know where you're calling from. I'm doing pretty good tonight. David Gatz, if you are still out there on TikTok, thank you for joining as well. So welcome to the 411 podcast. We have Miss Neek from Choral coming in. Can't wait to speak to her. So it's Saturday. How was your Saturday today? Everyone out there, people watching the replay, dropping in the comments, let me know what's going on. So, song of the day is Rock With Me Tonight by Freddie Jackson. I know some of y'all remember Freddie Jackson. There's so many hits from him. I want to know, what is your favorite Freddie Jackson song? Rock With Me Tonight, 1985, off of the Rock With Me Tonight album. And it's actually his birthday today. So happy birthday to Freddie Jackson, and happy birthday to Sting as well. So yes, it's Sting. What was Sting, did the song with the Police? Every Step I Take. Is that him? I'll make sure I got him right. I don't want to say anything wrong, but yeah, so happy birthday to Freddie Jackson and Sting. So I want to give a shout out to everyone out there. Thank you so much for hanging in there, people watching the replays, some days or some nights, as shall I say, are, greater than others. And we just have to continue to keep rocking on and keep moving on. And of course, I could not do any of this without all you out there for, joining in, hitting the comment button, hitting the like button, watching the replays, people out there on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, D Live, definitely, is a come up right now. And I'm actually, surprised at Twitter, actually. So I don't want to dismiss Twitter. I guess it's just, a good source for replays, because I happened to look through Twitter, this morning, and I was shocked with the amount of replays that I've actually seen on Twitter. So shout out to people on Twitter. If you're watching a replay, apparently this is life on Twitter. So thank you so much. And of course, Twitch as well. Mr. Will, how are you doing? Rock Bottom Productions, Will's in the building. Thank you so much. Of course, thank you so much for coming in night after night. A Whole New Vibe by Royale, Silver Cube, Charlie Pockets. I'm still waiting for you to respond to that invitation. Danielle from Posh and Pretty Brow Bar from Texas. Miss Carol Cordera, thank you so much for doing the special project of Mary J. Blige for me. So Carol Cordera is from Florida, and she's a great artist, and she's actually working on a special project for me right now, which is going to be the Queen of Hip Hop Soul. So I can't wait to see what that looks like. Miss Sophie Davis and Mr. Hazard from, I think he's from your area, actually, Miss Lee Dennis, Baltimore, Maryland area, Mr. Hazard. Sasha Nicole Jordan, looks like you are from Clearview, Florida. Bethany Trent from California. She has a business called fuckbeingfat.com. That's PHUCK beingfat.com. And then Mr. Stephen Bond. Yes, Miss Lee Dennis, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for joining in as well. I definitely appreciate you for coming in. Always great times, always great laughs when you come on. And the girl can sing too. She can sing herself off. I ain't gonna curse just yet. The burning questions didn't get here yet. But we'll just say she can sing herself off. We'll do that right now. So now, last night we got into some real deep conversation with SOS. She came on and she did her thing. And for the freestyle session. So I appreciate her for coming in. And we talked about, people taking their lives. So should people be allowed to take their own lives if there's some suffering involved? I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know. But some people feel a certain way about it. So if someone is suffering, do you believe that they should have the right to go ahead and take their own life? Oh no, Miss Lee Dennis. See, now that is a problem. See, now you're saying stuff about the Queen of Hip Hop Soul. We don't do that. Mm-mm. You ain't right. You are not right. Mm-mm-mm. So it's all on the cards. But Kathy told me that the forest that we were speaking about yesterday, I'm not quite sure where it's at. If you're still out there, Kathy, I know you said that it was the suicide forest, but where is the suicide forest actually located? So there is a forest somewhere in one of the Asian communities. I don't know whether it's Thailand. I don't know whether it's, China. I'm not quite sure where. But there is a forest that, a national forest or whatever, people actually go to this place and they commit suicide. So that's where the burning question spun off of. Okay, so it's in Japan. So the burning question was, should people be allowed to take their own lives if there's suffering involved? And then somewhere along the lines, we started to speak about how in Japan there is something called suicide forest. And basically, if you walk around and you visit, you're able to stumble across some dead bodies of people who actually took their own lives. People hanging from trees, whatever they do out there, it's pretty crazy. So, I don't know. Touchy subject. We had some conversation with some, of the people who watched the replays, and, someone opened up and said that basically if it wasn't for their family member or their brother, that they would have basically, taken their own life. And to fast forward, when I ask these burning questions, it goes up and down. Sometimes we might be joking, sometimes we might get real serious, but when I put that question out there, I was not expecting to get a response like that of someone actually opening up and, sharing their story. So, yes, it is a depressing subject, but we're going to pick it up in a minute. When, Miss Neat get in here, we're going to pick it up. But basically what I was saying is that there's a force behind this, and there's a reason why I come out here night after night and ask some of these questions, and these are real life situations. You never know who is out there on the other end that could actually get something from this. So yeah, sometimes some of these subjects are a little rough and we take it there and it could be a little but on the other side, there's always some healing behind it, and there's always a story. So yeah, if you like to go ahead and check out those comments, just check it out from last night. And I believe it was I don't want to say too much, but yeah, check it out. The woman opened up and poured her heart out in the comment section from last night, so I appreciate that. So yeah, let's pick it up. We getting ready to pick it up. So we getting ready to get Miss Neek from Choral Nails in the building right now. Geez, Miss Lee Dennis, anything else that we need to do tonight? What's going on? How are you?
Doing great in yourself.
I'm doing good. Welcome to the 411. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored. How are you doing?
I'm the same. I'm the same. Yes. I love those words. Yes. So, where are you calling from? Remind us all.
All right. I am calling from the Tidewater area of the state of Virginia via Newport News.
All right. Now, help me out.
hmm
What's the next area close to that? Newport News. What's next to that?
Hampton.
Okay. All right. Now you know I don't know anything about directions, anything. So I'm just sitting here. That's why I ask so many questions because I'm trying to get it all together. So Richmond, how far?
I am literally 1 hour away from Richmond.
Okay. And I think we were talking before. You said you are 30 minutes from Williamsburg.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now I know where Williamsburg is. So that's
Okay, yeah,
that's
yeah.
actually
I'm 30
not
minutes away from Williamsburg.
that's not bad.
Oh,
Now
no.
now we want to talk a little bit about Williamsburg. There's a lot of plantations and stuff out there.
Yes, it is.
Do you feel comfortable staying in any of those little hotels and resorts down there like that?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I've stayed down there before. My aunt and uncle have a timeshare in Williamsburg. I don't have a problem with it. Don't bother me none.
Well, it's a little creepy sometimes. There's one that I stayed in that is just too old and too colonial type stuff, and I watched too many scary movies and stuff. And
See, there it is right there. There it is right there.
yeah, yeah. And I was like, I don't think I like this too much. From the
It's not as bad as people make it out to be. I guess I'm gonna say that because I'm from the country.
yeah.
So going to Williamsburg just reminds me of home with a whole bunch of white people. I'm
Mm.
used to it. It don't bother me.
Well, some of those birthday girl Nene was going on. Some of those little plantation areas I could do without.
Well, I found out in my family,
Mm-hmm.
my great great grandfather owned slaves. He had his
Mm-hmm.
own plantation in the country in the backwoods of Mahern, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said it doesn't bother me. Like I didn't even know that my family owned slaves.
Mm. That's a
Yeah,
little strange. Own slaves. Well, hmm.
I had
Hmm.
no idea. But it was so funny because one of my family members made a joke when we were talking about it at the family reunion about 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and their comment was, "Well, that explains where you get your bossiness from."
Bossiness.
Yeah,
Wow. So you're real bossy.
I was when I was a young girl, but that's what
Mm,
happens when you're a single child.
mm, I have my suspicions that it just doesn't go away that easy.
I never said it did.
I mean, I was real bossy. I still am, but now it's over my own self. It's not
Right.
over. It's not over other people.
No, no, no. It's only over me and my children.
Hmm.
Now, with me running a business, it's just me running my business. That's different. But when I had my modeling agency and I had 25, 30 women under me, it didn't feel like bossiness. It felt more like delegation to me.
Mm.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. All right. That's what's up. Now, I got one other question to ask about the bossiness, but I want to say what's up to Kentucky Boy 88. Now, I'm assuming that you are calling, and I know that you're not really calling, but on a 411 podcast, we call it calling. But I'm assuming that you're calling from Kentucky. Can you please confirm that? And Oh, I forgot. Miss Lee Dennis is a fan of Pharrell Williams. Now, see, I didn't say nothing about Pharrell. He's from your area, Neek. But you came in here and you said something slick about Mary J. I'm gonna get you though. I'm gonna get you back though. I forgot you like Pharrell, but now that I remember that, I got you. Oh yes, well, welcome. So that is a first. We have someone from Kentucky in the building tonight, from D Live. Thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate that. Trust and believe that you will enjoy the show. I have my friend Neek from Choral Nails, and it is always a blessing and some great conversation when we get together here.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So this bossiness stuff here. Um, are you working another job, or is Coral Nails and the whole, Coral brand, is that all that you focus on, or you have to actually something else?
Downtown. Coro is the light.
Oh, that's what's up. That is what's up. So now, I congratulations on that. So now, in your
Thanks.
previous days, did you work in some sort of management type position?
The highest part of management that I was office manager for what is it called? A mental for a mental health agency. I was operator for actually for both of their locations. I ran both of the offices.
That's what's up. Okay. And then you basically saw how the business was ran, and you took your notes, and you did everything you needed to do, and then you took your expertise and you got the hell out of there, huh?
Well, not in so many words. Actually, let's backtrack. I'm gonna make this real short.
Okay.
2017, I got sick with the flu, and the flu literally almost took me out. So with all the changes that were going on at the office, I didn't feel like I needed to be there anymore. It was more so of I was getting ready to get married that same year of July, and I was in the process of moving from Midlothian to Newport News. So I kept telling my husband at the time, my fiance, I kept telling him, "Yo, I'm done with this job. They're getting on my effing nerves, man." And he was like, "Nick, just hold on a little bit." I'm like, "I ain't fucking hold on no more. I'm done." And so the straw that broke the camel's back was when I asked to their Newport News location and make that my home base, and then a couple of days a week I would travel to Richmond. They told me, "No, we don't trust you. We feel like you're not going to do your job, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "You know what? I'm out." And so April 25th, 2017, I walked off my job and never looked back.
I hear you. Now, see, I would have walked off the job, but I also would have said a couple words to him too.
I did. I cussed out my boss.
Now, can we have a
yes, I did.
Can we have
I cussed my boss out.
Can we have a replay of what that sound like?
Let's see if my mind can take me back that far. Hold on. Let's see.
My
goodness. Let me see if I can go back that far. Yeah.
Oh, no.
What happened was I got tired of. I just didn't feel like my presence was needed anymore. You know how you on your job and you feel like you don't need to be somewhere anymore. You feel like God is calling you for a higher purpose. And at that time, I was like, you know what? I really wanted to own my own business. I actually wanted to be an entrepreneur since I was 18 years old when I graduated from high school. I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to own a business. So I did the college thing and all of that crap. And then when I got to this job, I felt like it was home for me. After a while, it didn't feel like home. I told my boss, I said, "Look, I'm done. I can't deal with this no more." And he said, at the time it was CC, and I still go by that name. He was like, "But see," I said, "but nothing." I said, "Look, let me tell y'all something. I am sick and tired of always doing what needs to be done, and it's never good enough for y'all niggas. I really don't understand why it is that y'all want to take advantage of me. Nobody wants to take advantage." I said, "You don't think so? You don't want to take advantage of me, but yet I bust my ass. I come to work. When the days I'm sick, y'all niggas get pissed because my son is autistic. He has asthma, and y'all get mad when I leave and tell you I got to take off the business hat, put on the mama hat. Y'all get mad. I said I can't do that. I said my son needs me. I said let me tell you how bad my son needs me. My son needs me so bad that he goes to his grandmother and tells her what he needs instead of coming to me. And we live in the same house.
Oh, yeah,
I said, that can sit well with me.
Yeah.
I said, so I got to go. I got to go. I said, I don't care what you do with this job, but y'all kiss my ass, I'm out. And as soon as I said that, my supervisor was sending his boss a message. And as soon as I got ready to send my supervisor the message, they already kicked me out of the system. I said, see, right there, come to me. I'm out. Let me grab my stuff and go. Well, I'm sorry to see you go. I said, look, let me tell you something. You don't get your ass up. If you don't get your ass up out of here, they're going to get you too. Watch what I tell you. What was 3 months later, he quit too. Because they started treating him the same way they were treating me.
There's always somebody.
I know.
There's always somebody.
Don't make no damn sense. That's why when I left, I called my mom. Matter of fact, I ain't even call her. I told her when I got to the house, I said, Mom, I quit my job today. And she said, oh, see. Now, what the hell you do that for? I said, Mom, let me tell you what's going on.
You know how.
Damn
you know how moms are.
I know. She was like, but see, you ain't have to walk up the job. I said, but Mom, I feel like God is calling me to a higher calling. And I think it's time for me to branch out and do my own thing. I said, Mom, I got 19 years of administrative assistance right now. I can literally take my computer skills because I majored in computer mathematics and computer science, so I'm a double major. I'm self-taught computer geek. I've been doing computers since I was 5. Designing websites, all that crap since I was 5 years old. So I'm like, I got all of this knowledge. Why can't I just become a virtual assistant and go about my life? Right. So when I left my job, I became a virtual assistant. Then I became a notary, in which I still am today. Then I became a loan signing agent. Then I became a field inspector. I still do all of these jobs today.
Oh, wow.
Fast
field
forward
inspector.
to now. And then I went through some things. I then owned a plus-size modeling agency when I moved to Newport News. That fell through, and I was so blessed. God took that one away from me because he said it was just too much mess going on. You know, when God gives you clues to tell you that somebody is talking bad about you and you still ignore it, God will shut it down in your face and take it all away from you and will make you feel like, yes, baby, I know you wanted that. I know you wanted it, but I had to shut it down. Please work with me here. That's what God was telling me. So about June the 4th, 2019, I rededicated my life to him. Became spiritual. Stopped going to church. I became spiritual, and I still am today. And then I said, Jesus, I need to reach my people. So then I became a life coach. So I'm also a life coach for autism and ADHD families because my son is autistic. So now I got that under my belt. I'm like, I'm doing all these different things. I said, but Jesus, I need something that's going to make me happy that I love to do. And I remember back in 2014, that's when I got into the nails, but I've always loved my beauty. I've been doing beauty, been doing hair, nails, all of that when I was a little girl. It's amazing how God brings you back to something that you used to do.
You better say it.
You used to love to do and brings it back to you when you get older.
You better say it.
I gave you this dream a long time ago.
Right.
You didn't want to act on it, so I'm going to take it away from you for a little bit, and I'm going to give it back to you when I feel that you are ready to take it into your command. And that's when Choral came along December the 5th last year, and we've been moving up ever since.
Oh, I can't even believe this last year, only a year. Congratulations. Yes. You know what?
Thank you.
This show is over. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We just got the word, we got the message, we got everything that we needed because that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Now, I don't know what happened, but I had just got kicked off of TikTok.
Oh no! No. I hope I didn't get you kicked off.
Something about hate speech. Now, what did we say tonight that was hate?
Oh, it must have been the word niggas and white people.
No, because it was recording way after that. I have no idea what we said that was hate.
Then I must have been talking about God too much. But you know how Satan works. Satan doesn't want God to get the glory. You know what I'm saying? So he will shut down multiple channels so that God's word can be reached out to the multitudes of people that need that word. You know what I mean? That's all that is. But we gonna, Satan can shut down TikTok. That's fine, because TikTok gonna make his way back to you. That's all good. We still got the other channel. Either way,
I'm sitting here.
Ministering to y'all is gonna be fine. Y'all be fine. That's all it is.
I'm just like beside myself when I got that. I just looked over the message that shut down for hate speech, and I'm trying to figure out what we said tonight that was hate. There was nothing hate at all.
I don't know what I could have said that was hate speech. I'm normally not the one to use hate speech. I don't feel like I was being racial towards it. I ain't called nobody out of their community name or nothing like that, except my people. But I mean, That's just a normal conversation. That time, that's what I was feeling. But in regular conversation, no, I wouldn't do that unless you're in my house. But that's my house. That's my privacy.
Now, listen to this here, Kentucky boy. I've been looking at all of your messages here, and I'm just gonna read this, and we'll see what everybody else has to say about that. So He says, excuse me, let me reset that again. Why make us take the COVID-19 shot? Just wash your hands after touching stuff and stop drinking after each other and brush your teeth. Jeez. And stay 6 feet away and stop this stupid shit. So what do you feel about that?
Well, I agree, but I'm fully vaccinated. And the only reason why I'm fully vaccinated is because, number one, I got the weight loss surgery December of last year, so I'm coming up on a year of that. Number two, I am still a diabetic. I'm pre-diabetic. So for me, I had no choice. At the first, I wasn't going to, but then I thought about my son. With him having life-threatening asthma, COVID would take him away from here. So I had to get fully vaccinated for his sake. If it wasn't for me, it was for him.
Now, is he old enough to get the vaccine?
Oh, yeah. My whole household is vaccinated.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm not quite sure where that came from because we were not speaking about it. But again, we go on 50 million directions here.
He may have just been in conversation and just got caught up in the moment. It's okay. I answered it.
So talk to us about Choral Nails. So Choral Nails, what does it consist of?
Well, let me take you back to Choral, because that's where it began. Choral is an online brand that specializes in self-care through fashion, beauty, and faith. That is my motto: fashion, beauty, and faith. Fashion is all about the way that you look when you step outside your door. My mother made it a very big point that you never go out the house looking bad because you never know who's watching you. Beauty comes from within. You know, a lot of us, we all rely on the outside for our beauty to be beautiful on the outside, but you can have a beautiful face but an ugly mind. So my beauty comes from within. And as far as faith goes, the reason why faith is involved is because without God, I am nothing. And without this business that He gave me, I would not be able to bless the multitude of people that I reach on a daily basis. So that's what Choral is. Choral is the breakdown of the names Coquise and Rometris, which is my middle name is Coquise, and my mother's middle name is Rometris. That's where Choral comes from. Choral is, again, a big brand that is broken up into several divisions. The first division is Choral Nails. Choral Nails, we specialize in only press-on, affordable luxury press-on nails, as well as jewelry and beauty accessories. Then there's Choral Creative Designs. Choral Creative Designs is my branding. That's my virtual assistant side. I help small businesses out with branding, logos, as well as websites if they don't get on my damn nerves.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Right. Then I have Choral photography. I'm also a photographer alongside with my husband.
Okay.
We have Choral photography, and I specialize in event photography as well as lifestyle photos. And another thing that my husband keeps teasing me about, he thinks he's funny. He keeps calling me Choral Fitness. And I'm like, I don't know where you get that from, but if it ever comes out in the future, if God said that's where he wants me to go, I will go out there and prophesy in the future that Choral Fitness would be, it would be a fitness place for anybody that is willing to not just lose weight, but to also release themselves for all the negativity that's going on and just be who they are. And we do that through cardio as well as strength training. So that's Choral Fitness. And I'm working on one more division.
Okay.
I keep seeing it, Jesus. I keep seeing it. And it's called Choral Cares. I don't know where Choral Cares is coming from, but I do know that it will probably be a nonprofit organization in which we will help people from all different communities dealing with the self-care. But we, Choral Cares is all about accepting everyone as they are. Mm-hmm. No judgment zone.
I like
That's
that.
what Choral Cares would be for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So Miss Lee Dennis asked if your son talks because hers.
Yes.
Okay. She said
my son is on the spectrum. My son is high function.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tell you, I'm not. Y'all need to stop. I am so done.
I'm reading the messages as we speak. I'm on Instagram.
You
on
see
it.
And let's go back to Kentucky Boy. He says, after you said what you had to say, he says, but I'm afraid if I take the COVID-19 shot, I might have an allergic or blood clot or something that affects my heart and die. So I will not get the shot.
Then I would respond to him as this. Number one, I am not a doctor or a licensed therapist or a counselor. I am a life coach. That's the disclaimer. Mm-hmm. Number two, in your position with you having heart troubles, I do understand that. My father had heart troubles, but he is no longer with us amongst the living. Number three, I have heart trouble as well, and I feared that too. But because my faith game is so strong that even Satan can't take it away from me, I went on and asked God for his permission. Not man's permission, but for his permission, if it was okay for me to get the shot. But he told me that I was going to be okay from getting that shot and told me which one to get. Therefore, I proceeded instead of the appointment and got myself vaccinated. But being that he feels that he doesn't think he's going to make it, I'm going to give you these 3 ingredients that you need to keep into your system, and I'm going to tell you exactly what pills you may want to purchase. Number 1, zinc, V-I-N-C. Number 2, iron. And number 3, vitamin C. All you have to do is wash your hands. You can go to the workout. You don't even have to go in the gym. Just get your daily dose of exercise because that's what's going to keep your heart healthy. And as far as the pill goes, if you take the Flintstone vitamin with iron, I guarantee you will be okay because it has all 3 of those ingredients in it.
Even the Flintstone vitamins that you're speaking about, the one that are for children?
Yes, sir, because that's what I take every day. And as a bariatric patient from weight loss surgery, those are the vitamins that I have to take every day to get the nutrients that I have lost when they removed 85% of my stomach. I've been putting everybody on to the Flintstone chewable. I mean, yeah, it may sound crazy. Kids chewable can do all of this. Believe me when I tell you, yes, it can. I put my mother on it, my mother's boyfriend, my husband, my children, my mother-in-law, and a couple other friends. Oh, yes. Because it has all of those 3 ingredients in it, it will definitely help build up your immune system. That's the thing about COVID. COVID attacks those who have weakened immune systems. Even the CDC and the MSDS sheet, which I'm talking about, is the material data sheet. Even talks about that. So all you have to do is keep your immune system healthy. How do you go about doing that? Eating right, exercise, take your nutrients, your vitamins, and go on about your life and keep on living, and don't allow this COVID-19 to put you in a position of fear where you can't live your life. Because either way, you're going to die. You either die by COVID or you die by God. Because he is the last one. He is the final say-so as to when your last day is coming.
Yes.
My husband up here putting up your preaching.
Now, let me tell you about those Flintstone vitamins. They never worked in my household when I was a kid because them damn things taste so good that I used to sneak and eat them all. It wasn't right.
That's exactly why they didn't work.
Yeah, it did not work at all. I would tear them things up, but I'm curious to see what it would be like if I tried them now. But I OD on vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B, and then I have a multivitamin too.
Okay, and I along with the Flintstone vitamins, I also take a teaspoon of NutriBurst, which is from Total Life Changes. I found out on somebody else's Instagram page that also got the weight loss surgery. They said all of those nutrients, even the ones that I said and the ones we have lost, that all of that is in that NutriBurst. So I called one of my friends who is a member of Total Life Changes. I asked her, send me some of them samples. I'm not buying a $50 bottle. Just send me the samples so I can see what it tastes like. So she gave me a whole big bag of samples. And I take a teaspoon of that a day. It gives me the energy that I need to keep moving. Because what people don't realize from their weight loss surgery, it literally takes everything out of you just to get through one day. At least that's what it did for me. It took me a long time to bounce back from it versus other people. But that's because I had a lot of underlying issues, plus other things have taken place along with me getting that healing. So it took me a long time to bounce back. But I take that every day. That has all the nutrients that I need. And I'm for the most part, I'm good to go. But when my body tells me, oh, you need to sleep, I'm sleep. I stop what I'm doing in the middle of filling orders for those people that may be listening, that may have purchased from me, that may be waiting on orders. I'm still working on orders. It's just that when my body says sit down, I gotta listen.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Because if not, I put myself into overtime, and then I get overwhelmed and just want to stop. And I don't want to stop doing what it is that God has for my purpose.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, I got you. So what's new for Choral Nails? Or Choral in general? Choral in general. I don't know why I keep thinking Choral Nails all the time, because that's what I first, met you through. But yeah.
Well, I mean, everything still revolves around Choral Nails regardless. So it is what it is. But with Choral Nails, we're getting ready to release a men's oil line. It is called Savant by Choral for men. The reason why we chose the word Savant is because my husband, Rock Bottom Productions, is a proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. As you can hear in the background. And I asked him from a man's perspective, because I'm not a man. From a man's perspective, I asked him what type of scent would smell good. What type of scent actually attracts a woman? So he was asking me, he said, so for you being the woman, what attracted you to me? And I was telling him about different scents and everything. He said, well, there you go. So I said, okay, well, we'll play around with some scents. And I played around with it one Sunday morning and was coming up with different scents like crazy, but I ran them past him because he is the one that's going to be in charge of this line because it's named after him. And for those who don't know what the meaning of savant is, savant means integrity. Technically, the word, if you go to the dictionary, the word savant actually means a high position, on the level of Jesus Christ. Now, my husband, I do not worship him like he is Jesus Christ, but I do worship the ground that he walks on, because as a wife, those are my duties. But that's for another conversation, another day. But mine is more so of integrity. because my husband was the one on his line. He was the one that kept his brothers in line. So that's why we named the title. That's why we named it Savant. And Savant, it has just a badass name.
Yeah, it is.
It's a name that you ain't never heard before. It's a luxurious name, and it complements the Choral brand.
Now, how do you spell it?
SAVANT.
Okay, just like perfect.
Yeah. Oh, Miss Lee Dennis said my darn IG messing up.
Yeah, I don't. Something is going on crazy tonight.
I told you who it is. I told you ain't nobody but Lucifer. We ain't giving in to him.
Even though I love Miss Lee Dennis says, when you were talking about what did you say, worship in the ground or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I said I don't worship my husband like he's Jesus, but I do worship the ground that he walks on because those are my wifely duties.
And she said, not me, even though I love my hubby.
Well, my reason for worshiping the ground that my husband walks on is because when I met my husband, I was in a bad position. I was in a real bad situation. And because of him, he saved me, my son, and my mother from the guy that she was dating at that time. That's why. And I would do anything for him. I don't care what the price is. And he'll do anything for me. That's my bestie. That's my road dog. That's my ace. And when we started talking, we were best friends for 6 months before I wouldn't say before we got involved, but we were friends before we started dating. Even though my husband did propose to me 2 weeks after we started talking. But we were friends for 6 months before it became serious.
You know, that's my problem that I deal with in life, and I think that's something that I need to focus on. Being somebody's friend first.
I didn't say it was easy. It won't easy. I didn't say that.
That is my biggest problem, and that's why I go through the merry-go-round that I go through. And when it happens, I'll be like, you know what? You know better anyway. So here we go again. Let's just hit the reset button and just try it again.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. It was hard. God, my husband can tell you, it was hard as hell because I was checking him like he was mine and everything, and he had to remind me that we are friends, and this is supposed to be a friendship because we both came from two different places where we literally just got out of one relationship going into another. So we were both in a position of vulnerability and not being able to heal from that last relationship. So we had to go through a period of healing, and our period of healing caused us to end up becoming friends. And it was very, very hard for me because I'd never been in a position where a guy had to tell me, I want to be your friend before I become your lover. It was always, I want to be your lover and then we can be friends. So for him to approach me telling me that I want to be your friend before I become before your lover was very, very hard for me to get adjusted to. But I made the adjustment because I wanted him that bad.
Now let's do it. Say it one more time. Your husband said what now? Let's repeat this.
My husband said that I want to be your friend before becoming your lover.
Right. Instead of
I want to be your lover and then your friend.
See, there we go. That's the Laren Gaines way. I want to be your lover and then your friend. See, I need to work on that. I gotta flip this thing around. Gotcha. Okay, I just want to make sure that I heard it right. Oh man. But no, yeah, not, I have a hard time of looking on a, outward appearance, which we already know better than that. That's a little one of my struggles.
And that was difficult for me too, because I was always looking at, back in the day before I met my husband, I was attracted to the light-skinned boys. I love me a light-skinned man. And I realized that I got tired of fighting light-skinned men for the mirror. So I had to let that go.
I'm so done with you.
I had to let that go. I got tired of fighting for the mirror. So
now you need that. I don't really tell you anything because you could have somebody as dark as Moore's chestnut, and you're still gonna be fighting in a mirror.
Well, my husband and I, we don't fight in the mirror. But speaking of the Morris Chestnut look, one thing my husband told me was that he asked me, he was like, "You ever dated a chocolate man before?" I said, "No." He said, "Why not?" I said, "Because I don't do chocolate men." He said, "Well, I tell you what, if you were to date me, you would never want to go back." And I said, "Oh, I had to take that lady back like Martin and Tina said, oh." As you can see, I've been here 9 years, my Lord, 9 years, 4 years married, 9 years in relationship. I ain't going nowhere.
I'm dumb. I'm mad at you right now.
I ain't going nowhere.
I'm so mad at you.
I ain't here for no duration, and I ain't here for the season. I'm here until God said we terminating this.
Oh, I'm so done with you. You were too much. Oh, man.
I'm here. I ain't going nowhere.
All right, we're gonna take a little deep breath here. Something else. and then we're gonna take it there since you started up a little bit. So,
okay.
All right. Now, anybody out there, and I'm just speaking for the men, a man who has tried everything that they can try, and they still have an issue with getting sex at home. What do you think the problem is? What are some things maybe that they haven't tried? A man has tried everything, says he's tried everything, and he's still not getting sex at home. Do you think it's something that's missing? Any tips, any advice?
Well, I'm not a man, but from the experience of dealing with that, I'm about to skip over my husband. I got to go back into some exes world. Hold on, let me think about this.
You are so.
I can't take this from my husband. I got to go back into the exes. Hold on. So back then, before I met my husband, with one of my exes, one of the problems was that I was before I became skinny, I was a plus size girl, and with that man, it was more so of he just couldn't conform. He tried everything, still couldn't get it from me. It just wasn't the speed that I wanted it on. I mean, there was nothing else I can do. I tried everything. We tried literally everything. Some of that stuff is censored. And it still didn't work. So for the man, I can't speak for the men, but for the women, thinking in the woman's mindset, for me, sometimes it was looks. I was an idiot.
Well, let me ask.
Sometimes I wasn't fulfilled. Some of it was cheating. Some of it was the lying. I mean,
I'm sure that it had a lot to do. I'm sure it had a lot to do with the cheating.
It was like the cheating and the lying, and those were the main things for me. The cheating and the lying. It was like no matter what that guy did for me, there was nothing that they could do. Because when I tap out mentally, I'm out. I'm out. It's gonna take a while.
Let me ask you this question: any possibilities that he may have been gay?
Oh, hell no.
I mean, I'm just asking. I mean, are there any men out there? I saw your comment out there, Miss Lee Dennis. But are there any men out there that just don't like sex? I don't see how that. I don't. My mind just can't. I just can't wrap around that and be okay with that.
I haven't met nothing in my time. I haven't met any.
Now, I'm not trying to open up a can of worms on here.
You already did.
I'm sure I did. But I don't know any man on this planet Earth that does not like sex. And if they don't like it and they're not engaging in it, then something is wrong and you got to get to the bottom of it. And when I say you got to get to the bottom of it, you got to get to the bottom of it real quick.
Well, the only thing that I can think of that could be a possibility for a man not to like sex is because they may feel insecure about themselves. It could be health related.
Yes, 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 that is true.
That's the only thing that I got. It could be health related. It could be insecurity. It could be that it could be something else that may could trigger it, and maybe that special someone doesn't want to partake in it. For example, it could be that a man likes, well, the craziest thing that I ever seen was that a man likes to watch porno while getting it in, but the girl doesn't want to feel like that they are competing with the porno girl on the TV. So that could be one way. Well, it could be a number of things.
Well, the advice that I have to say is that you better become the porno girl on the TV. That's the only thing
That's
I can tell you.
That would be my advice. You better beat that bitch out. That's all I can say. Other than that, that's all, I don't have anything else. I would honestly say that it'll be more medical than anything.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe they might be into other things, like they might like to be tied up or something, or some crazy stuff like that.
Well, one of my exes likes to be like the BDSM. Well, not to a degree of BDSM, but one of my exes, he did like to be tied up. I tried that with him before.
What does that stand for?
I don't remember. It was so long ago. I learned about BDSM when I was 13. Like, I don't remember what it stands for anymore. Let me say that. I think my husband might type that up there for you in the chat as soon as he pulls it up. But I do know he did like to be tied up. I did that with him before.
Like when you say,
he loved me.
All right, so let's talk about tied up. So what did that consist of, tying up? Is it just the hands or the feet, or what is that? We
did the hands and the feet. So we used a tie to tie him up. Well, I used saying we shoot. I used a tie to tie his hands to the bedpost and tied his feet at the bottom and just gave him a thrill that he will never forget.
No, absolutely not. I ain't getting tied up. You ain't tying me up. And then, oh, hell no. And then what happens after I'm tied up, and then you can do whatever you want to do and then leave me there?
Oh, I didn't leave. Now, you got some people that are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs that would do that. In my case, I didn't do that. But that's me. I can't speak for everybody else.
What about insecurities and erectile dysfunction or stress the hell out? Yeah, I've heard all of those before. I don't know. I'm just saying, I just don't know. It's hard for me to wrap that around. I just don't know. All right.
I don't
know. All right. So I can't believe it's time for us to get out of here.
I know.
Something else. We just had a great conversation. We just went all over the place, and
and we still came back to the full circle.
So go ahead and take us on up out of here tonight.
How you want to leave here?
Hey, we got the door open. We started talking about all kinds of stuff, tying people up and this, that, next. No, you tell me how we going out of here tonight.
Well, let me start with my business. So, as a reminder, my name is Nick Austin, and I am the owner of Choral, an online brand that focuses on the power of self-care through fashion, beauty, and faith. You can visit my website at www.shopchoro, shopcoro.com, and it will take you to a beautiful website that I just finished rebranding that showcases all the multitude of talents that I do, as well as all the different divisions that we have in Choral. So as far as the business goes, that's about it for that. Oh, and also in December, starting December the 1st, we will have our second annual 12 days of a co-roast Christmas, in which for the first 12 days of December, we will be playing games, and this is only on Instagram. I am not on Facebook right now. We are going to be on Instagram, and each day I will pose a line from a Christmas movie. You, the customer audience, will have to go into the comments and put down exactly what movie you think that line comes from, as well as you will have a special sale going on. Every single day is going to be something special. And if you do participate from day 1 to day 12, you will be entered into a giveaway where I am not giving away just 1, but 3 of my gift set boxes. It's called Choral Care's Gift Bulk, in which it will supply self-care items. It might be a gift card to a store. You never know what could come out of the bag of Choral. So please be on the lookout for that. We will also be participating in the Black Friday Cyber Monday sale. Be on the look for that. I'm actually starting that sale the Monday of Thanksgiving week, and it will end on Cyber Monday. So please be on the lookout for that as well. Am I doing any Halloween sales? I might. I love Halloween, and normally I do run a sale for Halloween, but I might this year because I'm actually coming up on a year for Choral, December the 5th. So I'm actually focusing on my 1-year anniversary for the company at that time. Yep.
That's what's up. I can't believe it's here already. That's crazy. Before you know it, it'll be here.
I know. It just literally felt like yesterday when I birthed her.
Yeah, that's something else. Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much. Shopcoralnails.com, right?
No, shopchoral.com.
Shopcoral.com. What did I say? Coral Nails. See?
Oh, no. Choral Nails is still up there as well. If you want to just purchase the nails, then you go to www.coralnails.com.
Gotcha.
But if you want to take on the full Choral experience, because I had a customer to tell me that my whole brand is a vibe. If you want the Choral experience, then you go to shopchoral.com.
There you go. I see it there. I see it. Yep.
I typed it in for y'all.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, and I will definitely be in touch. I appreciate everything. I appreciate you all tonight and the comments and everything. And yeah, thank you for the hate speech, which was really not hate speech. I don't know what the hell happened, but I most certainly will take a look at that when we get off of here tonight and see what we did wrong.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know what the hate speech was, and if I did any hate speech towards anybody, or if anybody may have felt offended, I do apologize. But I don't remember offending anybody.
No,
you can always go back and check it.
There was no hate speech, and I'm not saying that we do that, but even if we did, they could just log off. People could just log off. Don't sit here and try to tear anything up, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be here. I mean, we'd like you to be here, but if you're gonna get offended by anything we say, because we said a lot of things tonight. Okay?
Yes, we did.
That could have offended many of people. And if that's the case, then you just don't participate in this episode. That's all. What can I say?
You know how I feel about that. I am a woman who has done, and I tell people all the time, I am a woman that has changed for many, many people, but people don't change for me. So I stand by what it says in the word. The word says that it is your duty basically to go out and help people, but that doesn't basically mean that they're going to help you. And that is okay. You have to be okay with that. A lot of people are not okay with that. A lot of people are looking for, if I did something to you, I expect it in return.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with knowing that someone or something is not going to treat you the same way that you are going to treat them. You know what I'm saying? Took me a long time to realize that. I got to the point that I decided that I was not going to change who I was for anybody anymore. Either you're going to love me for who I am and accept me for who I am, or you can leave me alone and be gone with it, and that is okay. A lot of people are not willing to say, I'm okay with the fact that so-and-so doesn't like me. We got a lot of people pleasers here on this earth. I, too, am a people pleaser. But I have learned to only people please my customers, and even some of my customers don't catch the same vibe from me.
Right.
But I learned from God himself that there's going to be more of me doing for people than people will do for me. And that's okay.
Right.
And you have to say, that it's okay. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't say it's okay, it's going to mess with you. It's going to F with your mind. And it's going to sit there. It's going to be like that little kid that sits in that corner that just cries in the middle of that room and doesn't understand why they are being tortured the way that they are being tortured. You're supposed to break out of your comfort zone, hallelujah, and do exactly what God tells you to do. Like I tell my husband all the time and people that I meet, in order for you to grow and go to another level, you first have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. A lot of people don't understand that. You have to learn how to get uncomfortable. What does that mean? That means you got to come out of your comfort zone of what has not worked in order for you to get to the comfort, you get to your comfortability of what will work. But the only way it's going to work is that you have to allow God to put you on the path that he sees fit for you to walk. And if he takes you to another level and leave a couple of your people behind, that can be friends and family. Hello.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be okay with that. And you have to understand that it's all part of growth. And I guarantee you're going to feel a hell of a lot better when it's over. That's all I got to say for the night. That's my words away.
I know that's the truth. And you know what? Now let me find out that we got another edition of Choral. Let me find out that let me find out that we got Choral Ministries in here tonight.
You know what? Let me tell you something about that ministry life. I grew up in the church, been singing since I was 3 years old. And one thing that my first lady told me when I turned 16, she prophesied over me that I would do more than just sing, that I would be a motivational speaker and a minister. And I told her I'm not ready to answer that calling. She said it will be a calling that you will have no choice but to answer.
Yeah.
And so I've been running from it. I can tell you that I've been running from it. But I decided I didn't answer the calling per se, as far as getting my ministerial degree. I answered the calling for motivational speaking as of March of 2018. But I go more in depth with it now that I'm getting older and I've rededicated my life back to Christ and whatnot. So if Choral Ministries does come out of it, that might be the Choral Cares that I keep seeing in my dream and just don't know that that's what it is.
Yeah, he'll find a way to make it work any kind of way.
Absolutely. But I get my opportunity to bless others and to minister to people through my customers when I send them words of inspiration in their packages when they place orders. So as far as ministering, I minister whether I'm singing or I'm talking. That's how I'm creating orders. Either way, I make sure that in every part of what it is that I'm doing, that my ministry is still reaching the masses that God wants me to reach.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I can't stand my husband. I can't stand y'all.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you, Will, for hanging out there. Miss Lee Dennis, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Take
I greatly
care.
appreciate it. You know, I have a blessed time every time we talk and everything. You know how we do.
Yes. We will be in touch. Take care now.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Bye.
Well, there y'all have it. That was Neek from Choral Nails. Yeah, this was a great show tonight. So tomorrow we have Khaled coming in. So we're gonna go I believe somewhere in the desert tomorrow. We're going to a different place. So Khaled will be in tomorrow. And if you'd like to support the 411 podcast or Reading Between the Wines, go ahead and click that link above. All of my social media platforms. I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Well, we've seen what happened to TikTok tonight. I'm going to try to fix that. YouTube, Twitter, DLive, Twitch. Go ahead and click that link above. All of my social media platforms. And go inside of Shop Black Diamond. When you purchase something from Black Diamond, that will help support the 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines. And I just want to say thank you all for hanging out there with me tonight. I appreciate you. Could not do this without you. And my executive producer, thank you so much for allowing me to come out here and, do this 411 podcast one more time in life. Yeah. Thank you so much, Neek. I appreciate you. Thank y'all. See you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Khaled in the building, 411 podcast. Take care, y'all. Have a good night. Good night. See you tomorrow.